Hello and welcome to Backstage Buzz at the Mac, where you get the inside story in the art scene right from the directors and creators of the shows, along with events hosted at the Mac. I'm Diana Martinez, and I'm so happy to welcome our guests to the show, who will give us some exciting things and insight on things going on this winter. On this episode, you'll hear from one of my favorite people to have on the show, Kirk Muspratt. He'll give us a preview of what to expect from two great new Philharmonic concerts that will brighten up the winter season. But first, I'm excited to welcome Joe Cassidy. He's the Dean of Continuing Education and Extended Learning at the College of DuPage. Welcome, Joe.
Thank you. It's my pleasure to be here, Diana.
So, Joe, I think you really oversee the best part of the college because you do a lot of out-facing programs that go to the community. You don't really have to come here to get a math degree. You get to meet everybody in our community who wants to continue their education.
I agree with you. I love my job. I think I have the best job at the college. I know a lot of us feel that way, but from 15 months of age to later life, adulthood, we do everything pre-degree, post-degree, enrichment, career readiness. I can't get bored at my job. It's a new job every day.
So this brochure that you might see coming to your mailbox shows all of the programs that you have. So all of those things you said, and then it comes down to this: how to make your own craft beer. So it's not just hardcore educational programs to develop your career. It's fun things also.
Absolutely. There's an entrepreneurial theme that goes through a lot of what we do, business of craft beer being a great example. We were actually approached by distributors, local microbrewers, who said everyone wants to be in the industry, but they don't know anything about the industry.
Right.
So we have courses on the science of making beer, on marketing, on distributing, and that happens time and time again where we're approached by community, either business or individuals, or through our research we find an opportunity like that, bring it to the community, and frequently it's well received.
So we're an art show, and you have a lot of arts programs. So if somebody loves the arts, what kind of classes do you offer for people who love the arts?
Oh, everything from movement, dance. We do collaborations with your area, and of course the MAC, to do some behind-the-scenes studies, say of a Shakespeare production, study it for 4 weeks, then actually go meet the artist, meet yourself, get a tour. That's always popular. Visual arts, watercolor. I brought an example today of a piece. Each term the instructor tears up a painting, gives the 20 students a piece of it, and at the end they reassemble each of their pieces to make the whole. And
so they paint their piece?
They paint a small piece. They don't even know what the whole is.
Oh.
And then at the end of the term, the instructor puts it back together, and you have this communal artwork that then hangs in our lifelong learning studio or studies group.
So you could take a music class, dance class, voice class,
you bet,
painting class?
Absolutely. We really try to match, if not predict, the needs and interests of the community.
And you also, I mean, COD has an amazing culinary program for students who want to be a chef. But we also offer really fun classes if you want to learn a little bit more.
We do. There's a course coming up on preparing for Thanksgiving, but adding in some new dishes that you might not typically do.
Oh, fun.
And full-time faculty are teaching those courses, so they get to do something a little different than their normal degree course. And then our community members get access to our excellent full-time faculty as well.
So you have music, you have theater, you have dance, you have culinary. You also have things like massage, makeup. I couldn't believe some of the things I saw in here. I'm like, I want to take all of these classes. And the good news is you don't have to sign up for a year. A lot of these are shorter commitments.
Correct. Most of them are short term. Some of them are an hour workshop or talk. Some of them are 4 weeks, 8 weeks. Massage as a study of that is a year-long program.
Right.
But professionals can come back and get their CEUs, their credits for that field. People can also come just take a class on massage for couples. No intention of becoming a professional, but just to know the basics of how to do it.
Of how to do it.
Right.
What's the most popular program you have?
Well, in a group, lifelong learning is growing exponentially. So these are courses primarily tailored to 50 and above, although they're open to everybody. They're humanities, they're leisure, art, history, travel. There's a great free lecture next spring on travel in Portugal.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Now, that's something we should mention. You have a SAGE series. There are quite a few free programs in the book.
Correct.
And lectures and opportunities that people can engage in.
Right. Yeah, there's probably at least a dozen, if not closer to 2 dozen, opportunities each term for free.
Nice.
The lunchtime lecture series will have either a full-time faculty member or a distinguished adjunct faculty member from the area or from beyond our area come in and talk about a topic like architecture in Chicago, the monarchy of England, etc. So those are free. We also have another, the SAGE series isn't just at lunch, it's nights, weekends, and again, short talks typically, but free.
You know what I love about this is people are always looking for something to do, and not everybody wants to go to the bars, and not everybody wants to go out, and sometimes you're just looking for something a little more meaningful, a little deeper, and the best part about these programs, and I've seen it myself, is these people come together to hear a lecture or go on a tour or come to a show and then have a backstage visit and talk. And inevitably, relations start happening. People start meeting other people and making friends and exchanging phone numbers and, oh, we should sign up for the next one. And this is such a gift to our community that we have this amazing resource that your department does.
Well, thank you. I think we all think it's a gift for us to be a part of this. So what you just spoke about is it's happening. It's all the time. In fact, our students have just contacted us to help facilitate a special interest groups or special interest groups. So they go to courses on European history and they can't wait for the next term. So they're actually coming to campus and having a discussion group with 10 or 15 people to continue their learning.
Well, what's the best part about what you're telling me is really you're co-creating the classes based on demand with the end users. So if enough people show interest, you will create a class.
Absolutely. We do surveys each term, and they go out to existing students and then other mailing lists, and we ask, who do you want us to bring? You know,
awesome.
Topic-wise, course-wise, even instructor. If there's an instructor out there that you know, let us know. We also do a free sampler day every term. So for about 5 hours on a Saturday, once a term, we'll have free classes. Come meet with the Tai Chi instructor, the financial advisor.
Oh, nice.
And that's a great way that we always get input from those folks. Who do you want us to bring? What topics do you want covered? So absolutely, we do our own research, but we ask our residents directly, what do you want us to do?
So, and we didn't even mention all the physical education sorts of things and exercise that you offer.
Right.
Before we have to wrap it up, you have a really exciting new project coming up called Innovation DuPage. And I'd love to have you back.
Love it.
Because we could talk about that for a whole show. Share with everyone what you're working on.
Innovation DuPage is the evolution of our Small Business Development Center, our Center for Entrepreneurship. So it is helping small and medium-sized businesses connect with the business best practices, connect with mentors to make sure they succeed and grow.
Wow. And also you're going to be working with somebody who wants to start their small business. You are going to have classes for them, a boot camp for them, finance classes, all of that.
Yes, we already do about 150 workshops free per year just for folks in that situation. But what we're doing is the next step. We have partners that we didn't have in the past. Benedictine University, Elmhurst College, Choose DuPage, Rev 3.
Nice.
We're trying to leverage the whole county's resources in support of small businesses.
So exciting.
Thank you.
Exciting. Joe, thank you for coming.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. To enroll in a continuing education course or to view the spring catalog, visit cod.edu or call 630-942-2208. Be sure to visit the MAC for one or more of these great events coming soon. On January 14th at 2 and 6 p.m., come see the Moscow Festival Ballet present Cinderella, a spectacular performance that will be sure to bring joy to the whole family. Then, on January 20th, don't miss Grammy Award-winning trumpeter Chris Botti. Join us for one of 3 showings from the next film in our National Theater Live series, Obsession, starring Jude Law. It's a chilling thriller which tells the story of a man's self-destruction by way of passion and infidelity. Get your tickets in person at the Mackinac Art Center box office, online at themac.org, or by calling 630-942-4000. You know my next guest is the Maestro. He is the director of the Mac's wonderful resident orchestra, the New Philharmonic, and it can be seen next at the annual New Year's Eve concert, a great tradition we've held at the Mac for years. Welcome, Kirk.
Thank you, Diana.
So we were just talking, and everybody has to know this. It's so wild to me that you really wanted to be, you were a pianist first before you were the Maestro.
Yeah, I have 2 performance degrees in piano, but I never touch it now except to play Christmas carols at home if I go home for Christmas. So yeah, I used to practice 8 hours every day, and sometimes I go, why was I doing that, you know? No, you can go online and see stuff.
And what made you want to be a Maestro?
I think not to be light about it. Like one day I woke up in Philadelphia and it wasn't me, it was like a God thing. Like this happens to me quite often, and it said, you should just learn something about conducting, Kirk. And I woke up and I went, okay, I'll go to the library, and I got some books on it. Just like I was learning to play, I was learning some karate that summer, and I was trying to read all of Hugo Wolf's stuff and things like that. And so it was just like, oh, I'll go to the library and read about it, and then boom, 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 boom. Like, same with goalie.
It came to you.
Hockey, and then one day there's no goalie, and they say, Kirk, play goalie, and they say, hey, you're good. So now I'm a goalie.
What? Do you play hockey too?
Oh, yeah, I play hockey all the way through college.
Of course, you're Canadian,
of course.
right?
Yes, you want to see my scars? I have scars all over the place here. Look, see, I have
all
scars.
the things I'm learning.
I have scars. I can't show you the other ones. There's scars, and these teeth, they're not mine. Those are hockey puck. Gone away.
Really?
Bye-bye. Yeah.
How long do you play hockey?
All the way through college.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. I used to be a normal person. But thank you for asking.
That's
thank you.
so
That's really
fun.
Sweet. Thank you.
So maybe we should talk about New Year's Eve.
Okay. Okay.
All right. So what are you excited about with this concert? What do you have coming up that everybody should listen for? Or
everything.
I know.
So if I can take you through the trail of it, we'll start with the traditional Johann Strauss exciting polkas, and then go to Lehar, Merry Widow, that operetta milieu, and we'll go to Von Suppe because it's virtuosic, and it's all in that time period of the late 19th century, all light, fun music. The next thing we're going to do, though, is I hear there are Polish people in Chicago.
A few.
Yes. So for the first time, we're actually going to play a Chopin Polonaise.
Nice.
For all the Polish people, you know, come on,
I love
Kirk.
it.
Finally wake up after all these years and do it. And after that, Diana, we're going to go right to Corey, our great soloist. He was Scarpia in Tosca. He was Januszewski in Januszewski. He's a wonderful baritone who just graduated from the Lyric Rhine program. And he is going to sing, Corey is going to sing, he's going to start with a nice Donizetti beautiful aria. We're going to move him right away into the 20th century to Rodgers and Hammerstein.
Lovely.
And bam, right away to Elvis, In the Ghetto. Okay?
Elvis?
Well, it's not an Elvis tune, but whenever I hear In the Ghetto, I always think of Elvis.
Are you singing In the Ghetto?
Yes, we'll do, of course. We don't fool around. And then we'll let Corey go off stage, and then we'll do Live and Let Die of McCartney.
Oh, fun. So some fun pop stuff.
Oh, yeah, there's pop stuff. And actually, there's an encore. Paula thinks I'm completely nuts, but I'm doing an encore, and I have never done this kind of thing. It's a secret encore, of course.
Secret encore.
I've never done this.
Don't tell anyone.
I've never done this kind of thing in my entire life, but I think it's going to really blow people's minds. Oh, also, I know that you and I have talked about Hispanic music.
Yes.
Yeah. We're going to do a Manzanero piece, No Sé Tú. I think Ricky Martin sings it, and it's so beautiful. It's like
everything Ricky Martin sings is pretty beautiful.
Yeah, yeah. It's, you know, it's a Mexican composer. It's just gorgeous. It's like.
Is Ricky Martin coming?
No, Corey's going to sing it, or you know, otherwise I have to sing it, and I wouldn't do a good job of it. So hopefully there's a wonderful pastiche of things. There's, you know, Lehar and Johann Strauss and Donizetti and McCartney and Mexican beautiful music and Chopin and Elvis.
You know, one thing I love about this concert is you might not recognize the composer's music by memory, but when you hear the music, it's always like, oh my gosh, I love that song, and I know this one.
Exactly.
And it's a lovely evening, and it's not like overly sophisticated, yet it's beautiful and sophisticated.
It is.
But it isn't, it's accessible. That's what I love about New Year's Eve.
And we want to make everybody feel valuable, like you're all part of what we do. Everybody has to get up and greet each other. We have a countdown at midnight, even if midnight is 4 o'clock in the afternoon. You know, we have fun. I could tell you I have 2 secret videos that are just crazy. I hope they're really, really fun for people that we'll show. So we want people to really relax, go out, take their shoes off, and have a good time and laugh.
And then we come out in the lobby and have a champagne toast together and visit, and
yeah,
it's a beautiful night.
Yeah,
you do a gorgeous job with that show.
Oh, thank you. And it's such a beautiful hall too.
It is,
and a nice place to come, and it's close and it's safe, and the parking. And
I know. And the acoustic shell will be complete. It's now complete.
It is.
So the sound is even better than it's been.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
That's the best part about it.
And it's selling very well. So please buy your tickets.
Yeah, get your tickets now, or you're not going to go.
Exactly.
Have you finished your Christmas shopping? Have you even started your Christmas shopping?
I don't. You want the truth? I don't Christmas shop, except for a few people that I'm close to. And I've been saving them. I'm like a little squirrel. So I'll see something in August, and I'll go, oh, that's just right for Paula. Or September, I'll see something when I'm in Canada. I'll go, oh, Ben definitely needs these moose antlers or something, you know. So I squirrel them away in my gift drawer, and then all I have to do is kind of try to wrap them.
Try to wrap them?
I try, you know, it's ugly what I do, but I write something on them, hopefully that's meaningful. But,
I'm sure that you do a really good job. You're very thoughtful.
Oh, thank you. That's kind of you.
Well, we all have that one family member or friend who either has it all or is impossible to buy gifts for. So if you're tired of searching for stores and waiting for the inspiration, get them 2 tickets to New Year's Eve. Or consider your problem solved and look no further than the Mac. Take a look at these ideas, and when we return, we're going to hear all about the opera that Kirk is cooking up, coming to the Belushi stage this January. So stay tuned. We'll be right back with more from Kirk Muspratt. The greatest gift you can give is a memorable experience, and there is no shortage of great experiences at the Mac, your home for entertainment. Don't know what to get your son's girlfriend? Get them tickets to Second City or Kathleen Madigan. And Grandma will love a night out at In the Mood. From classical music to stand-up comedians and everything in between, this season's selection offers something for everyone. Pick up a beautifully packaged gift certificate and take all of the stress out of gift giving. Be sure to take advantage of the special 10% discount available on all purchases through December 23rd by using the promotional code GIFT. Save time, spare yourself the stress, and share a one-of-a-kind experience with your friends and family this season. On January 27th and 28th, the new Philharmonic Orchestra will present La Traviata, an opera that tells the tragic but triumphant tale of love, prevailing in spite of all of life's obstacles. Kirk, let's talk about the opera.
Oh, Let's, I love it.
I know you love it. Kirk loves the opera.
I love the opera.
And this is our thing, right?
Yes, it is.
So talk to us about the opera. Why is it so important? Why is this art form so important to you?
Well, generally, I just think it is the most complicated and sophisticated form of art for me. It's even more complicated than symphonic work or just choral work, and that's my own subjective opinion, of course, but I can tell you that Riccardo Muti would also agree with me, I can tell you, and especially about Verdi, because he loves Verdi. I'm sorry if I'm speaking for Mr. Muti, Maestro Muti, but I know that he loves Verdi over everyone. So I think it's so beautiful to watch the singers having to learn something in a foreign language that's written in 1853, to act those parts, for the stage director to bring something to life, for the lighting people, for the production people, all those people. Then you add the conductor and the orchestra and the choruses and the costumer and the makeup person and the wig person, and then you bring a story of this young woman, this tragic young woman, to life. For me, the play is already beautiful, The Lady of the Camellias. And the movie, you know, Pretty Woman, is a fine movie, but this has more tentacles. It has more grabs into your heart, for me.
Now, you know what I find so compelling? is a piece of work and a story from the 1800s is still so relevant today. Not all the operas have that same amount of relevance. This one does.
Oh, sure.
This story is happening today.
Yeah,
somewhere,
it's forever. It's
right?
forever. It's the same story of that poor young woman that has been, I mean, when you think of women up until maybe you picked the time, the 1920s, 30s, 40s, in history, they couldn't own land. If there was money, they didn't have their own money. They couldn't have a career. They were not really educated. Oh, they could play the piano and recite poetry and learn French, but they weren't educated. So a woman who actually became a courtesan at 13 years old or 14 controlled her own destiny, decided where she was going, I mean, depending what kind of courtesan she was. But she got to be at the opera, she got to be with the smartest people, she got to be healthy, she got to eat wonderful food, she could keep her own money, she know all of those things. And the real woman, Marie, that this is built on, was 13 when her father sold her to be a prostitute, and she was so beautiful. She died at 22. She was Alexander Dumas, who's the Lady of the Camellias, when he wrote the original story of her. She was his lover, and she was also the lover of Franz Liszt and several other people. So from the time she's maybe 15 until she's 22, she's with some of the greatest intellectuals of Paris at the time, and she comes from a little village in Normandy. And again, she's warm, she gets to eat, she has beautiful clothes, she's clean, she's money, all those things. And yet she dies, like so many people did then, of tuberculosis. And sort of course, once her beauty has gone, the world forgets her very quickly.
Right.
But the reason I'm very attracted to this story is that when you go to Paris, you can go to her grave. And they say that every day there are people who come and bring camellias to her.
Oh, how beautiful.
So this is Violetta. She's just given a different name of a different flower, you know. But the music is, you asked a very telling question, and that is, why is it that in 1853 this is produced, and 2017 we still love it, and we're still crying at the end? Because it is genius. It is genius, and that's one of the reasons that opera is so vital to me. It is absolute genius.
And you are doing it in Italian.
Yeah, with super titles.
So one thing I found when I've gone to the opera, it really helps to read the story before you go, learn about it, research about it, because although what you're seeing and you hear this woman singing, you know, the more you know about the story and the levels, the more interesting it is.
Surely.
I think. And I think a lot of people get disenfranchised from opera because they just walk in cold and are like, I don't get it. And I'm trying to read the subtitles, so I'm not really watching her. And I'm not, you know, and they get distracted. Where I think that if you can come in having read a synopsis, know a little bit about what you're going to see, you can enjoy it more. You can watch the emotion. You can really listen instead of reading and looking all around, you know?
And, you know, I don't know if, you know, because you're not an opera, you're a theater person, I know. But when you're studying opera, like I am all the time, you know that until about the 1950s, people who came to the Lyric or the Met or wherever, they were given a complete libretto.
Exactly.
And they read it. The lights were up enough
to see it.
And they had little opera glasses and things. And they were reading the translation of every single line. And there was like a synopsis in the front and history of Verdi and what he wrote besides that. Did he write Trovatore? And that, yes, he did. Did he write Rigoletto? That in the same month? Yes. All these things. So people were more engrossed and invested in learning that. This opera actually is a very simple story that I think you can
It's
watch.
very simple.
I think you can watch very easily, just scene to act to scene to act. Yeah, you see the.
But all the depth that you just shared, that's very interesting information, and it makes you appreciate it more. That's why I love to be able to talk to you before seeing one, because you give so much information that then when you're watching it, it contextualizes it all, and you're even more invested. You know, are you excited about the cast?
Yes, the cast is. 3 of the people are just graduated from the Ryan program at Lyric Opera. So Scott Ramsey, our tenor, is all over the world. I've worked with him maybe about 10 years ago, Emily Berson has been
Awesome.
here for New Year's Eve.
She's beautiful.
She's just, she's also all over the world. And Corey Kreider is Germont, the Giorgio Germont, who is the father who comes and pleads with Violetta, please do not marry my son because you're going to ruin my daughter. She will never be able to marry anyone. And so Violetta gives up her love to save this other girl. She's a completely huge-hearted, kind woman. She sells all her stuff to support, poor Alfredo. She's a completely kind-hearted, wonderful, beautiful human being that happens to also be a beautiful woman. So the character is complex. And yes, I'm very excited about the cast.
Good.
Also, Karen Wilder is in the cast. She's Flora. And Karen is from Downers Grove.
Nice.
Oh, maybe Wheaton. Sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, we look forward to it, Kirk. Thank you so much for coming on the show and sharing all this with us.
Thank you.
And I hope to see you play the piano one day real soon.
Okay.
For more information on tickets to La Traviata, visit atthemac.org or call the box office at 630-942-4000. That's all the time we have for today, but be sure to tune in next month for an all-new episode, which will have even more behind-the-scenes details about upcoming shows and events at the MAC. I'm Diana Martinez. Thank you for watching. We look forward to seeing you at the theater and next time on Backstage Buzz.